Well, hello and welcome, my Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your soulmate reading for January 2020. Though timeless, whenever you're supposed to watch it is when you are supposed to watch it. That's how my readings roll, apparently. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and happy to be doing these readings for you today, Virgo, that I am. I have lots of Scorpio friends, brothers, sisters around the world, so always happy to read from my Scorps. Cool, cool. A couple of things before we dive in. If you are new to the channel, please do like and subscribe as I'm making my way to 1,000 subscribers so that I can monetize and do super live chat. I am a professional reader. This is what I do for a living. It's not like I'm working at the bank during the day and doing this at night. This is my 24/7, 365. So your like and subscribes always help. And if you want to tip me, go right ahead too. I think my PayPal me is in there. If not, we'll find a way to tip me if you like. Also, I made a promise to my subscribers that once I get, a little more than 1,000 and get the super live chat going, I will do a little thing called Drunk Tarot, and there is a link in the description box below describing what that is. And once a month for the first couple of months, we'll see how that goes. So go check that out. It's also my favorite video from 2019 that I made in total, so there you have it. Please keep in mind, this is a general read, right? Please do check your other signs. Can't nail everybody every single time. I do my best to bring these through as clearly as possible, considering the collectives, the quantum field of it all. A little bit like needle in the haystack to be too specific, but that's why I do personal readings with people all the time. And then we can really zero in, and it's more of a conversation. But there's info on that in the description box below if you would like to book me for something, but please do check your other signs. This is a soulmate read. Soulmate is a type of soul contract, a pre-incarnational agreement you make with other souls before coming in. You have more than one soulmate in every lifetime. That's a fiction that needs to be let go of, that you only have one. No. And they can take any form. The foundation of a soulmate contract is that you help each other heal. My mother and I are soulmates. We help each other heal, always have, since really before I was born. I was helping my mother heal. Where twin flames, totally different type of contract. The foundation is you teach each other how to love and heal yourselves, which is usually by not being able to heal each other. You have to learn how to do it yourself, right? No matter what it is that you want from each other, you can't seem to give it to each other. That's how it rolls. Two totally different types of contracts, and you have, just like many, many soulmates, you have many, many twin flames in one lifetime. This is a soulmate contract read. In other words, we're going to be looking at the two parties involved in the contract as well as the contract itself. But this is a specific romantic, sexual, intimate, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise soulmate contract read. The kind that everybody really wants to know about, because a lot of us have been doing this romantic, sexual intimacy thing for lifetime after lifetime, and now we have psychology, and now we have all this healing, and they can't burn us at the stake and all that shit. So where's our soulmate contracts, right? So that's what this is for, keeping in mind that it's all about your spiritual growth and your healing first and foremost, right? That being said, we are going to be looking at the two parties in this contract through divine feminine and divine masculine, two sides of the table. It's never about physical gender with me. I consider myself a divine feminine, though I have the Y chromosome and a beard, right? I am a guy. I was born a male. I'm a gay male, but I definitely lean more towards the definition of the divine feminine, right? The more empathic, the more intuitive, the more emotional, the more energetically sensitive, right? Like, I'm a clairvoyant empath and I'm gay. I think that puts me on that side of the scale, so to speak. But put me in a different surrounding with different people, and my divine masculine shows up a bit more. I mean, come on, I wouldn't be able to do this unless I had masculine energy to express myself. Which is why, honestly, I prefer the Taoist language of yin and yang, because in the East, they don't confuse it so much with bodily gender, right? Still, take it for what you will. You may resonate with energy on both sides because it is a soul contract, and soulmates often mirror each other. It's just how it is. Last, please keep in mind that the more you are consciously aware of your breath, The more you slow down, the more you relax, the more of the information and the more of the energy of the contract can flow through you, because really that's what I'm tuning to, and you're tuning to me watching with your attention. So the more I am aware of my breath, the more I am translating the energy, the vibration, the energy signature of the contract into form, right? Bringing it through clairvoyant empathically, using divination system, giving you the words. You focus on your breath deliberately. You're tuning to the same frequency. So it'll help you kind of navigate intuitively what is your info and what isn't without the mind getting in the way too much. Cool, cool? I think that's about it for our preamble. Let's get to work. Nice deep breath, my Scorpios. Oh, feels good. Still point. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. 2 cards, please, from the Caroline Mace archetype deck. All the decks I read are in the description box at the bottom. Please, 1 for the Divine Feminine, 1 for the Divine Masculine in this Scorpio collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Sexual, satisfying, intimate, romantic, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, soulmate contract for January 2020. Though timeless, please, 1 for the Divine Feminine in the contract, 1 for the Divine Masculine in the contract. There we go. Got them both. Let's see who the happy couple is, shall we? We've got the Mediator, and the Nature Child. This is like the 4th reading, right? And this is only 8, right? Scorpio's 8th house. A lot of the child archetype coming up, and I think that's probably because the world feels a little unsafe right now. The child archetype everybody has. So this isn't about romance with a child. All right, I would take the cards out of the deck. No, everybody has the child archetype because everybody was a child, right? But it takes the heart of a child to be innocent enough to trust even that there is a soul, let alone a soulmate contract, right? So a very interesting combination between these two, a Mediator and the Nature Child. We'll get to that with the Divine Masculine. We're going to start with the Divine Feminine. With all archetypes, they are neutral, meaning an equal balance of lead and gold. However, where you fall in that percentage is highly individual. So I'm going to read the shadow and then the light. I prefer lead and gold, but that's the language of alchemy for you, right? So this is these archetypes, the lead transforming into gold, is what the soulmate contract is helping both of you heal on either sides as well as together. Cool, cool? So the Mediator archetype, if you've ever been to mediation, you don't need to a further definition. But the shadow attribute, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. It really is being very unfair when you've already taken sides before shit has gone down, before any negotiations, right? It's sort of like having your thumb on the scale for one side. Like being an umpire, but, you know, you took a bribe. It's not great. But the light attribute, a gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of the argument. And I feel like for a Divine Feminine, that's really right on the nose. Because a Divine Feminine may not agree with one side of the argument, but can empathize, right? Can feel their pain and suffering. Well, of course, that's their point of view. Look what they've been through. Can't you feel the pain that they're feeling? Divine Feminine. For the Divine Masculine, though, we have not just the child archetype, but the Nature Child, which is very specific. There are sub-patterns within the child. I think we all have access to them, honestly. But the Nature Child has a very distinct flavor, if you will. Like, think Mowgli, right, from Jungle Book, right? Definitely that. Like, I was nature boy growing up. I was always barefoot. I was always in the garden. I'm an earth sign. I'm a pagan. I'm a witch, right? I'm a Virgo, right? So, like, to this day, I prefer to be barefoot, even in winter, indoors, obviously. So let me read you the shadow and the light, keeping in mind that the child archetype in general, regardless of sub-pattern, is about innocence and safety. So keep that in mind. Like I said, if that the world is feeling unsafe right now, for all sorts of reasons. Let's not go there. So the child archetype, of course, would be active and would be looking for healing, particularly in a one-on-one safe relationship like a soulmate. So there's another S alliteration. satisfying, soothing, safe, right? Safe space. So the shadow for the nature child is pretty damn heinous. Tendency to abuse animals, yikes, people, and the environment. In other words, rather than right use, which is where the word righteous comes from, and I hate what happened to that word. It's such a good word, but righteous behavior, such a turnoff. But the opposite of righteous is abuse, right? Right use, abuse. So abuse of nature in any way, shape, or form. The light attribute, friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits. Now, even if you've never communicated with a nature spirit, don't even get me started on the Fae. I don't trust them. They steal babies. They don't like iron. They're not my thing. Blessed be all the nature spirits. But I've certainly talked to trees and plants my whole life. That's just how I was raised, in all of my animals. I don't even call them my animals. I can't even call them pets. They're my fur family. My 3 cats are my sons. My Sabby, my Belsy, my Melchior. So I'm intimately familiar with the nature child archetype. And that's why it freaks me the fuck out when I hear about animals or nature being abused, even like people chopping down trees. Like the sound of a chainsaw in the distance put my nerves on edge, right? So my Scorpios, the mediator and the nature child. Let's see what's going on here with these two. And we're going to do that with 2 different decks. For the Divine Feminine, the voice of the goddess, the Divine Feminine herself, is going to be 3 cards, past, present, future, simple timeline from the Daughters of the Moon. We're going to do the same for the Divine Masculine nature child with the Mythic Tarot Juliet Sharman Burke's deck. Ready? Nice. Deep breath. My goddesses, please. 3 cards, past, present, future, for this Divine Feminine mediator archetype in this Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract, January 2020. Please, where has she been in this satisfying, sexual, intimate, romantic, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise contract? Where has she been? There's our past. Where is she now, please? There is where she is now. Where is she headed? Where is she going in this soulmate contract? Good. Got them on the table. Let's do the same with for the Divine Masculine, sort of get this part done. None of the cards have been flipped over, just making room. My dining room table is big, but there's a lot on it. Breathe. Oh my gods, please. 3 cards, past, present, future, for the Divine Masculine nature child in this Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, satisfying, sexual, intimate, romantic, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise contract, soulmate contract. Please, where has this Divine Masculine, where has this Divine Masculine nature child been? Card of the past. Where is he now? Card of the present. Where is he headed? Card of the future, keeping in mind that the future cards for both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, of course, are mutable and changeable. It's just a projection. If things continue in this direction, this is where you're headed. They just wanted me to clarify that, so it's been clarified. Let's look. Where has the Divine Feminine been? Ooh, the card of oppression, the card of the devil, sort of like the chains that you usually see in the devil around the little demonettes, whatever you want to call them, little mini demons, devils, what have you. Oppression. What I've always loved about this card in this particular deck is that there is a woman buried by rocks, but on the rocks are faces, right? So what is it that oppresses us? Now, she's coming from this in the recent past, can indicate that she has come from a place of repression, probably, like stress alone, but with other people, it usually has to do with some sort of codependent thing or relationship thing, right? It's like, I would, but I can't, because what will they do? What will they think? Not great, right? But it's always about fear. Oppression. Like, we're not oppressed by things that we love, right? And that doesn't mean we can't fear the things that we love. That's a tricky, sticky wicket as well. But we're definitely looking at that thing that there are decisions that can be made. It's hard to see here. There's a coyote howling. Coyote is a teacher, but there are also ways out through the flames there. A little tricky, but you have to make the decision to walk through it, to get up But the intuitive part of this is feeling the psychic weight. That if this mediator has any kind of empathic skill, she's really feeling the psychic weight of the world on her shoulders and really in her gut, in her stomach. I'm feeling like this heaviness just weighing down. Probably trying to mediate too much, trying to be peacemaker in places and just sort of running her down, or taking on people's energy for them, on behalf of them, to be helpful. The mediator is, I'm pretty sure, the family of wisdom, right? Because you want that wise mediation to see both sides of it. Where is she now? Victory. Good. I'm going to say now as a result, because one would definitely find victory from oppression. So the Seven of Flames, victory. I know different. It's usually the Six of Wands and the Rider-Waite that we think of as victory. Here it's the Seven, galloping on cooling lava. So regardless of what's going on above ground, that there's all of this movement happening that you can't see, moving the whole story forward. So you can consider that the divine. And with the preponderance of fire energy just in these two cards, feels like the oppression had to happen to build up the flame, to build up the desire, to build up the power until a decision was made. And the decision has brought victory in the present. Where is she now in this contract? Goes right to a 10. The Ten of Blades. Now I know the Ten of Swords and the Rider-Waite's a little gruesome. People say it's betrayal. It's not betrayal. It's the finalization of the suit of air. It's resolution, like mental resolution. Much clearer in this card, the rattle. 10 women sitting in a tent passing the rattle, or the talking stick. You remember the talking stick. No one talks unless they have the talking stick, and if they don't, they have to listen, right? It's a way that everybody gets heard. But now consider this, the completion of everything that she has learned, at least intellectually, along the road, particularly once you break away from an oppressive situation through victory. You sort of can collect all that you have learned about it, and then there is resolution. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that this soulmate contract that they have met might be that she's coming out of something toxic, fearful, abusive, neglective, codependent, something around there, but is free now and is really, has made up her mind, has brought, moving into a place of mental resolution, which is very, very clear, maybe not about what she wants or how she feels, but what she thinks about it all, which I think is absolutely a necessity for a mediator. Now, if this is the Scorpio, not a lot of emotion indicated here. We've got a lot of air and fire, which are the two masculine elements. So let's have a look at this nature, child, divine, masculine, shall we? The recent past. All right, well, Page of Pentacles. The pages are messengers to me more than people, but certainly can represent this child itself, because the page is considered an immature aspect, if you will, of the suit of earth or pentacles. Really, any of the pages sort of do that. So here we're looking at, I don't want to say an immature seed, but it really does speak, right, of the nature child, the Page of Pentacles, Pentacles being the element of earth and form, that there is a sense of innocence here, but like a good foundation, a good start, right? Like when you plant a healthy seed in fertile soil and a shoot comes up, it's like, oh, look, it's growing, right? You must continue to mature and evolve, but something of worth there, something of some stability, something that is grounded and perhaps even in the long run, practical and prosperous. Where is he now with all of this? The Strength card. Now we do have a major arcana card here on the Divine Feminine. We've got the card of oppression, which is the Devil. So here's the Divine Masculine in the present with the card of Strength. Now I know it's been said before, and they're giving it to me to say again, this is not necessarily physical strength. It can be endurance, that there's that resilience and flexibility of the soul that we have to develop throughout the trials and tribulations of our lives here, and particularly as the child matures. And I want to clarify, it doesn't mean that this Divine Masculine is necessarily childish, but there's something there that I'm feeling about this connection with nature, this innocence that has great courage, strength of heart, strength of soul. So often, this is actually Heracles. Heracles is the Greek pronunciation of Hercules, which is the Roman name. We're looking about someone who has undergone some labors, some trials and tribulations. And if you can't really see it on the ground here, wrestling a lion instead of enchanting the lion as we're used to seeing, but on the ground are a pentacle, a sword, a wand, and a cup, right? So there's definitely a growth and a progression here of becoming stronger, usually as a result of adversity. So they both kind of have victory, right? It's like we've got the Strength card, courage and victory in the Divine Feminine there, the Seven of Flames. So there is sort of a similarity there, though hers is minor arcana, his is major, right? His might be more like life, bigger picture oriented. Where is he headed? Four of Pentacles, a place of stability and security, like four legs of a chair or four legs of a table. A nice place of rest, a nice place of perhaps protecting himself. Slow and steady wins the race. If you look at the fours, there tends to be a bit of a chill out in the fours before hitting the change and often chaotic change of the five. So a real grounding and centering here, a real stabilization coming, where his tends to be more in the physical at a four. Hers tends to be more resolution coming in the mental in the future in this contract. I do feel like these two might know of each other. Well, even with that Page of Pentacles in the past, it feels like an opportunity, an offer, right? Like when someone offers a coin, it's like, here's an opportunity. It's not just a thought, air. It's not just a desire, fire. It's not just an emotion, water, cups. This is like a physical opportunity, right? Here, do you wanna? It's like someone extending a hand. Do you wanna? Do you wanna? Do you wanna? Okay, drunk girl. Cool. We are nowhere near done with this, but that's a very interesting timeline. Not telling me too much about the contract, really telling me more about who these two are and where they are in their lives, not seeing how they intersect, but that's okay. We got more decks to work with, including the Healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue. This is going to represent what each of them brings to the relationship, because it is the Healing with the Angels Oracle. What healing angels, if you will, are they bringing to the table? Are they bringing to the contract? Ready? Nice deep breath. Still point, please. There you are, my angels. Please, two cards. One for the Divine Feminine Mediator, one for the Divine Masculine Nature Child in this Scorpio collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, soulmate contract for January 2020. The happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual contract that both of them have been wanting lifetime after lifetime. Please, one card for the Divine Feminine Mediator, one for the Divine Masculine Eternal, Earth Nature Child. I got Earth Child and Eternal Child and Nature Child confused. They knew what I meant. Really, the calling it out like that is just for me and you. They know what the cards are before I even hit record. Who are the angels they're bringing? Oh, manifestation. We'll start with her. The angel of manifestation, that, yes, she has been through it, that oppression, that victory now, and then really getting that resolution, kind of getting the lesson. There's that getting the lesson, connecting the dots, all of the different pieces of information, having the rattle, their chance to speak, all the cards on the table, right? Everything revealed, at least mentally. She is now ready to manifest, to bring it into physical form, keeping in mind, yes, you manifest thoughts, you manifest emotions, you manifest desires, but in terms of bringing this to a relationship, she's manifesting at least her part, her willingness, her experience in this soulmate contract, where he's got the soulmate. Now, the thing is in this deck there is no twin flame card. Otherwise, I would say, oh yeah, but this is a soulmate read. So we're really looking at, it would be the innocence of the child that more feels that. Maybe this divine masculine has not been through hell the way that the divine feminine has, and therefore, as the child archetype, has a bit more of that natural innocence, open-heartedness, willingness, right? Like a child, like, you're my soulmate. And she might be like, been there, done that, have the burnt t-shirt. Let me feel this one out. It feels like this is a bit more Scorpio than over here at the moment, but let's see what else hits the table. Because really, manifestation is soulmate. Put those two together, right? Then the contract is about manifesting the soulmate contract here. You put them together. Just saying. What we're going to do now is turn to the love pack. Chuck Spezzano's love pack. 4 suits in this deck. Half of it are the suit of problems, which is important to, for diagnosis. Like, what's going on? What's the issue? What's the grain of sand in the belly of the oyster that makes the pearl of wisdom? Right? The other 3 decks make up the other half of the pack. The suit of healing, the suit of luck, and the suit of grace. So this is about what is only 2 cards, one for her, one for him. What are they bringing from the point of view of the Ascended Masters? Either what needs to be healed, a problem, or a piece of healing, luck, or grace to help with the healing, right? Because you help each other heal. Nice deep breath. Still point. My masters, please. 2 cards. One for the Divine Feminine Mediator, one for the Divine Masculine Nature Child in this Scorpio collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, satisfying, sexual, intimate, romantic, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, soulmate contract for January 2020. Though timeless, please, what is she bringing to the relationship, my masters? What is he bringing to the relationship, my masters? Let's have a look. Okay, all right, I get it. She's bringing the energy of receiving, which is one of the healing decks, which feels like for what she's been through, she may be really ready to say, all right, I am open to receiving whatever this is. Now, if these cards had been reversed and oppression was the last card, I would say that she would be learning to heal that, right? Like, this relationship is helping her heal that. This more feels like she's kind of like, okay, I kind of get what the lesson was there mentally. Now I'm ready to receive. I get that somehow this made me better. That whatever that oppression was, part of the victory, if you will, right? Oppression into victory in her timeline was about that it was the only reason it happened. I don't like the word reason in that context. The purpose for it was to heal me, to make me better, so that I can be in this relationship in a more receptive, healing mode. You with me? He's got bad choices with to kind of pair with this soulmate here. Not that he's making a bad choice, but that's what he's bringing to the table. So as innocent as he may be, that child archetype, particularly with that card of strength, that he has had to overcome quite a number of bad choices and maybe carrying some of that with him. Remember, we've got this Page of Pentacles in the past here, sort of with that naive offer, and perhaps that offer is so naive, maybe naive isn't the right word, innocent and careful, which is actually rather wise, more childlike than childish, because I've made bad decisions before. Here we have a woman eating an apple, and she can't see on the other side that there's a worm in it. We all make mistakes. We all make bad choices as we go, but so that we can learn to make good choices. So if you're the Divine Masculine, if you can really get this relationship as you help each other heal, then whatever choices that were made or will be made may appear bad choices, but that are scripted in the divine plan and absolutely necessary. And I'm sorry, the mantra is if it could have gone any other way, it would have gone any other way, right? It's really getting the quantum field deal of it. We take it way too fucking personally and seriously. Whereas the child can be like, well, okay, I made boo-boo, I made a mistake. Let's move on. Let's try and make this better. Let's try and learn and grow from it. Thankfully, we've got 3 more cards to hit the table, 2 of which are the Whispers of Love Oracle, the Voices of the Higher Self. Again, 1 for each. Nice deep breath, please. Delicious still point. the higher selves of all involved. Please, 2 cards, one for the Divine Feminine Mediator, one for the Divine Masculine Nature Child in this Scorpio collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Soulmate. Contract. This happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, sexual, intimate, romantic, sexual, yummy, satisfying, symbiotic soulmate contract for January 2020, though timeless. Please, one for the Divine Feminine. It's just one. She can stay. One for the Divine Masculine. Top of the deck. There we go. Let's see what these say, shall we? The voices of the higher self. Her higher self says romance. Lavish the one that you love with your personal attention and affection. Woo, she jumped right at him. That really feels like she is ready. That this really, she's ready to manifest the romance, and in this energy of receptivity, it feels like she's going to receive this Divine Masculine in a way that, regardless of his bad choices in the past, because who the fuck hasn't made bad choices? Please, anybody who nails it 24/7, 365, I gotta suspect is a fucking android, and I don't mean the phone, right? Even those phones make mistakes. I have one, I shouldn't say that. Probably listening. So that thing of romance, she's in for a penny, in for a pound. She's like, I'm going to lavish my love and affection upon you. And maybe in a way that might feel maybe not so much as a maternal thing, but remember, a mediator, right? To kind of see both sides of the argument, see what he has been through. And again, been picking up on that empathic energy, sensitive part of the Divine Feminine here might very well be feeling his shame, his pain about that, but also his strength and courage to love again. But this is definitely, feels like he's feeling, or at least aware of, there's something larger going on in this relationship. There's a larger meaning than they can either one of them fully understand. Depends on who's watching the reading though, right? Hence getting a reading. And the from his higher self is the card that looks the same on both sides, because it's the card of I love you. These are very important words. This dude's in love. This Divine Masculine is in love, or at least is wanting to hear those words and speak those words and be those words. I love you. I love you. I love you. And since the child is there, just know we all here, we're supposed to love ourselves. You got to love yourself. You got to love yourself, because you don't love yourself, how the hell you got to love anybody else? Can I get a amen? Thank you, Saint RuPaul. Amen. Well, you talk to that child in the heart. I love you. A huge part of healing the heart, which also rhymes, is to speak to that child, that inner child, to speak to your own heart. Those words you always wanted to hear from somebody else, and how often is that? I love you. So there might have been some mistakes in saying I love you too soon, too late, before. Feels like that's an issue here. But if you're the Divine Masculine nature child here, make sure you're saying it to yourself. I love you. It's okay. It's all a learning curve. Nobody gets this right all the time. I love you. I love you. I love you. One last card down. And this is double dipping with the Masters. They already gave us those Chuck Spezzano Love Pack cards of receiving and bad choices. Here, we're looking at the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn, who works a lot with Ascended Masters. I love this deck. These are my lightsabers in cardboard form. On one side of the card is the name of the mantra, the other the mantra itself. So we're going to name the mantra first, and then I'm going to look it up in the little booklet, because it gives a little extra stuff on here. Cool, cool. They wanted me to do these last because it's only one mantra that will help heal, right? What is a soulmate contract? You help each other heal. So no matter whether you're the Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine, whether you're identifying with both, this mantra will help heal the soulmate contract, help you, help you heal them. Even if you've never met before, believe me, you will. Mantras are not affirmations. It's a long story, but it's essentially like inputting code again and again and again and again and again. Code that is known to the soul, but the personality has to become more familiar with and comfortable with, right? Nice deep breath. Oh, my Masters, please, one card in clarity, a healing mantra for this Scorpio collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract. This satisfying, sexual, intimate, romantic, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise soulmate contract for January 2020 or timeless. Please, please, please. One card in clarity. What is the healing mantra for this Scorpio contract January 2020 or timeless? Shall we? Dispelling sadness. You know, I was kind of feeling that with it, even though this divine feminine feels like the oppression is sort of over, right? Behind her, she's got her resolution and her victory. For this divine masculine, part of this Four of Pentacles might well be protecting his heart a little bit as a child would, right? Yet with that courage to move forward when it comes time to say I love you, there might still be some sadness here. So the mantra, I will feel better once I get the rest I need. Now, before I read in the book there, I will tell you, there are times doing this work that I do as a spiritual counselor, and perhaps this is more for the divine feminine than the divine masculine, but we know with children when they're overtired, right? They ain't happy. They don't want to take a nap, but they need to, right? That if I do not get the rest that I need, this work becomes impossible. We're even going out into society, right? To even like go food shopping or run to the bank gets a bit jarring. So we all need rest. It's about integration of experience. Stress is often just stimuli that hasn't had the chance to integrate. Rest is a huge way to do that. Matt Kahn, the author of these decks, says that the ego at base is an inflamed nervous system. Well, something that's inflamed is overloaded and overwhelmed, right? It swells, inflammation. To take the time to rest, to de-escalate, to anti-inflammatorize your nervous system and perhaps this relationship, but perhaps this is something that the relationship itself, the soulmate contract they can do together, is that they can dispel sadness by getting the rest they need. So I'm going to read this one, Dispelling Sadness, and then I will give you your overview. Excuse me, Dispelling Sadness. Here we go. Breathe. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. That is your mantra. When sadness dissolves, you are able to acknowledge upheavals of emotion as profound healings taking place, right? So when you have upheavals of emotion, the healing has already taken place. That's just the integrating and the process. As a result, you are inspired to give your body the rest and rejuvenation it needs rather than to push yourself into states of imbalance. As you dissolve sadness, you become aware of the vital role downtime plays in helping you recharge your energy field, particularly if you're a divine feminine empath and picking up on everybody's anything. You know, I live in a condo development. I mean, I have my own building. It's a 3-bedroom, 2 floors. I love where I live, but I wonder, what's the psychic fallout from my neighbors? Am I purifying shit for them that they don't know about, that I don't know about? Are they having spontaneous stigmata levitation? I ain't. So, I just wonder. Psychic fallout. Mystical fallout. This mantra is ideal for dealing with depression. Depression and oppression. It's good to know divine feminine. Should it come back around again? What are the chances? Fighting against time and learning how to relax. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. Kind of makes sense. Seems like both of them have been through a bit with that card of oppression, with that card of bad choices there. But let's look at this in overview, shall we? Nice deep breath. Magic clap. We start with the divine feminine mediator archetype in the shadow, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either professionally or personally. The light attribute, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument, which feels like it's going to be very, very helpful considering this nature child with that bad choices. My eyes keep going to that. And in her recent past, she's had her own hell to deal with there with the oppression, but it has led her to victory in the present moment and to the resolution of the Ten of Blades and the ceremony of the rattle. She gets to hear all the sides of it, which is perfect for a mediator now that I look at that together. But that is what's coming in the future. Keeping in mind the future cards are always mutable, flexible, depending on what we do in the now. The angel that she brings with her is one of manifestation. So this is a divine feminine mediator that can get things done, that can manifest, well, either light or shadow, but we're feeling in a soulmate contract moving more towards the light. And with that healing card from the Masters about receiving, she seems to be a bit more open to receiving the gifts that have been already received, perhaps from that oppression, but moving forward into a more receptive divine feminine state, with the higher self saying romance. Lavish the one that you love with your personal attention and affection. And that being the divine masculine, the nature child in the shadow, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Now look, I'll say it right now. Anytime physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, spiritual abuse happens, and I don't mean the simple stuff. I mean, like, you get hurt, you get punched, you're getting abused, neglected, walk away. Saying that particularly to the divine feminine. But that is the shadow side of this archetype. But I think it bears repeating. When that word abuse pops up, that's a deal breaker. You walk away. Contract canceled. Although in soulmates, I think that's kind of rare. That tends to be more of the twin flame deal. The light attribute. Friendship with animals. Communication with nature spirits. And of course, a stronger, more innocent connection with nature, more so than your average person. With the Page of Pentacles in the past, we're really looking at, again, immature, but I mean green, like in the sense of green wood, something that is new. A potential, an opportunity, an offering of some sort of fertile seed, but one that has not even hit the soil yet, right? So it's still fully in its potential, no actualization. But with the card of Strength, certainly talking with Heracles there, perhaps because of his bad choices of the past, he is still doing his labors, but as a result has generated courage, bravery, endurance, the grace of fortitude in the heart chakra to endure, leading to the Four of Pentacles, which, yes, there might be some protecting of the heart there as a result of bad choices, the problems from the past that he carries with him into this relationship, but also that sense of stability, perhaps willing to hold back a little bit, to have a safe boundary, to do this in a healthy way, because the angel that he's walking with in here is soulmate, that there's some acknowledgement, some sense, some intuitive hit here that this relationship has more to it than perhaps meets the eye, but clouded with the problems of bad choices, may not be so sure and may be holding back on saying those magic words, I love you, says the higher self here. These are very important words. But then I think with this mantra card of dispelling sadness, I will feel better once I get the rest that I need, that both divine masculine and divine feminine may very well find themselves restful together, that this might be a lovely time out from the chaos of the world, something natural, something mediated, something fair, something balanced for both of them, allowing this contract to heal, that they can heal each other independently, but of course together as well as others around them. So there you go, my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Definitely a more empathic reading for this divine feminine, but I am feeling this divine masculine too with those bad choices that have been made, because, you know, it's the child. It's like, I was bad boy, I made bad choices, right? Even as adults, we can still carry that stuff with us. So yeah, sure, look into inner child work for sure if you're the divine masculine here. But get the rest that you need. Like, think of an overtired child. How even you can give them something that they want and they freak the fuck out, right? Not that I raise kids. I have cats, and my cats tend to sleep more than I do. Right? It's how it's written in the divine plan. I wonder if the cats had anything to do with the authoring of the divine plan. Mine probably did. May the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed in their soulmate contracts for January 2020. May they love, may they grow, may they heal, may they become the best that they can be, fulfilling their roles in the divine plan and helping each other heal for the well-being of all. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Please do like and subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 so I can get my super live chat on. And I promise you I will do some junk tarot once a month for the first couple of months. We'll see how that goes. Cool, cool. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of the new year, the new decade, the month, all of it. My darlings, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.